All right. Well, good evening. This is our weekly health coach huddle. We got some fun and some great, exciting news to share with us tonight. Um, this is tonight. There was no leadership call, and so we're not going to do any leadership call review. But we've got some things to discuss. I'm up here in Spokane, the Spokane area, and so we had a great healthy happy hour. Dawn and Kelly will talk a little bit about that. Many of you that are on the call tonight were there. So great to see you face to face and actually have that kind of real shoulder to shoulder connections. And what else do we got going on here? I wanted to bring on Dawn and Kelly. They've got some pretty exciting news to share with us tonight. Let me unmute you.
Right on. Craig, before we do that,
yeah,
I just wanted to just acknowledge, there's this feeling in the air. One of our great leaders, Lori Anderson, Dr. A's wife, passed away a few days ago. How many of everybody heard that? Is there anybody who didn't hear that? Okay. Shelly, you didn't hear that? Okay. Yeah. Dr. A's wife, Lori Anderson, passed away. At this point, she seems like it happened in her sleep, and Dr. A was there, and he tried to revive her. Here's the thing: it's been surreal, even talking about this, acknowledging that it's a real thing. We are here today on this team meeting because of her and Dr. Anderson, and she played a huge part. This would not have happened. Optavia would not have happened without her. She was a huge decision maker when Dr. Anderson decided to leave the medical practice. She said, "Go ahead, let's do it. If it's in your heart, honey, let's drive across the country." And what some of you may or may not know is that they had literally nothing had saved up. They had literally been living paycheck to paycheck, even though he was a medical doctor. Things were wrapped up. They started Optavia back when it was called Health Inventions. With an idea, and they lived off of credit cards to fund and bootstrap this in the beginning. I'm not sure if you knew that, because they believed in the vision. The partnership that happened with Medifast early on came through a relationship, and Dr. Anderson created that. But Lori was the first ever health coach, and back in the day when they first started this, Dr. A said, "Will you do the coaching?" And when he said, "Will you do the coaching?" she did all of the coaching for all of the quote unquote health coaches in the beginning. People would sign on board like us, and they didn't have the systems in place. They were still creating them. And this woman who we celebrate her life, Dr. Anderson has asked that we would celebrate her life. And I'm sure the family's just still in that awe place. If you haven't already seen his post on his Dr. Anderson Facebook page, go check it out there. You can see how you can support them and how you can pray for them there. I'm sure there'll be some more formal announcements through Optavia with just how they want to celebrate her life as a company. But we're here because of it. We get the chance. There's a hashtag going around called Live Like Lori. If you want to hashtag that, something that great. They believed in freedom. Back to what I was saying, all the coaching support that we've learned today, she originally pioneered that. And then they decided to say, okay, she can't do all of it. And then that transferred to us. And then that transferred to us. And that transferred to us. So I'm not sure if anybody has just anything that they want to say or felt led to say. Maybe Craig. I'm grateful that I'm able to know you, Craig, and to know all of you through Lori and Dr. Anderson. And I know their hearts go out for them and their family.
Yeah. It's I agree. Anybody? It's surreal actually, because we just saw her weeks ago. Vibrant as all get out, walking across the stage, flirting with her boyfriend Wayne, right? Just kissing on each other and the whole deal. And then weeks later, just there's this big void out there. So, anybody else have any interactions they want to share or talk to?
Craig.
Yeah.
Craig, I had just friended Lori on Facebook, about a week prior. And she accepted my friendship, and I messaged her, and I said, "Thank you so much, Lori." And she was just so kind and gracious and answering me back, and then just short time later, you know, it's like, it's just so surreal.
Yeah. It always amazed me at how genuine, like it wasn't, you don't be paid to be genuine. You can't be paid to be genuine. You either are or you're not. And it's unbelievable how personable and genuine both Dr. A and Lori have been. Excellent. Anybody else?
I just wanted to say that if I from the little bit that I've been with Optavia, it seems that Optavia, from its core, is based on Christian principles. And so with that, you know, Dr. Ann, his wife, you know, her life should be celebrated, you know, because of the fact that, if, you know, as her being a believer, we know where she's at. And so with that, the Lord took her home, and he had something that he has for her to do. So with that, we should be celebrating the time that you guys knew of her. I obviously didn't know much, but through you guys, I'm listening, and she's created a really big legacy. And so her life should be celebrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Irv. Excellent.
Hey, Craig.
What's up, Christina?
What's up? Well, I just want to say it's been really hard for me. She was probably the first person I met last year at convention, and I blame you, Craig, because if you hadn't handed me that stupid human bingo card, I probably would have been too scared to go and see any of them. I mean, I was already pretty starstruck when Dr. A was in the elevator with me, but Lori, I'm telling you, like, seeing a strong woman like that, just really I went, wow, I can do this. You know, this is not just like, oh, maybe I could, I'm not sure, but this is like, I can. And Lori she hugged me like I had known her for years. And again, I blame you because I was so scared, so struck by how awesome these people are. And I didn't actually really, to be honest, I didn't really fall in love with the Optavia family until I went to convention. And it was like they were saying, Christina, welcome home, you know? And so it just, you know, breaks my heart just to know that, like, she just posted something like 6 days ago. Like, what the heck? You know, and it just, like, it's gone, like, so quick. And, you know, my husband's like, why are you telling me you love me so much? And I'm like, well, I don't, because I think you should know, you know, but, you know, there's so much gratitude that I have for those two. And all four of them are their kids too. Like, their kids are so supportive and just on board, and just to see that family dynamic of comfort and love and grace just gives me hope for myself. And that is something that death cannot take away.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Christina. Yes. Excellent. Well, so we celebrate both Dr. A and Lori, and it's still surreal every time I think about it. It's like, what? And it's just, I know I've been I've been away from home, but I've been calling my wife and just telling her I love her, and we've been having a good cry just about every day. So it's been good to just snuggle up closer to the people that you care about and that you love, and the things that matter, you know, in our lives. And speaking of things that matter and snuggling up, you know, we have transitions where people transition from this life to the next, and then we have new life beginning. And so Dawn and Kelly have some fun news about new life coming in. So take it away, Dawn and Kelly.
Awesome. Well, we are super excited to announce that we have a new title. We are now Grandma and Papa. And so, super excited about that. Our son and daughter-in-law had a baby boy yesterday, 7:30. A little bit early. He was 2.5 weeks early, but he's healthy and strong and absolutely perfect. So, super excited.
Wow, thanks. 7:30. So you must have just got there, like as he was.
Like 3 minutes before he was born. Yeah, we just pulled in and
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Wow. Congratulations. A nice, another one of the blessings is we just kind of celebrate the legacy that that Lori and Dr. A have paved for us. Is the reality is your grandson is going to know grandparents that don't go away to normal jobs. Like you guys are like, you're full-time coaches and full-time grandparents, right?
It's, and that was so awesome. We got the call yesterday and we jumped in the car with our stuff and I grabbed my binder and I grabbed my computer and my cell phone and we're coaching here in the Tri-Cities and I just love that. I didn't have to call up somebody and beg for time off. I didn't have to, worry about, losing pay because I'm not at work or any of that. I mean, I'm just, it feels so free. And then I know that, in a week or two and we decide to come back, we can come back whenever we want. It doesn't have to be a weekend. It can be, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. So
we didn't have to worry about trying to call a sub or tell our principal or,
So nice. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Love the freedom.
Yep, that's great. So congratulations, you guys. It's I'm a grandpa now. You guys know that, and so it's awesome to be able to be a grandpa and be able to be a present grandparent. And the reality is, Dr. A and Lori, they still have kids at home, and they built this thing that blesses like other people. Like it wasn't a blessing for themselves. Like I'm going to get mine. I'm going to build this empire for me. The empire they built actually gave it away as quickly as possible. Gave it away. And it's just like, thank you for giving it away. And now we're giving it to you guys, and you guys are giving it away. And I love the reality that this gift, it's like a hot potato. This gift is one of those gifts that you give away, and people love to receive it. So awesome. All right. Well, we might end up, I know that we're going to transition to, I don't see Joanna on yet. So I wanted to just talk a little bit, actually take a pause, and if there's a question or a comment, I want to give you guys a second to hop in and say something before we transition to talking about our Healthy Happy Hour and some of the things that we've done that's taken 5 years to build and how great it's been. So before we jump into that, anything else, any comments people or questions people want to have? I don't want to monologue and not give you a chance to jump in. So
we have the best family in the whole world. That's all I have to say. And I am so blessed to be a part of that. Even if the small part that I am in it, it's so great. And just to mirror that with the body of Christ just blows me freaking away.
Mm-hmm. Christina, you say the small part you have. I was talking to a group of doctors today, and I was talking about you and your story and about the size 6 petite pants that you named Penelope and the whole process. And they were like, because they're trying to figure out how to help people get healthy, but they're in the mechanics side of it. And I'm talking about the mindset and kind of how you get alongside someone's team. And you have probably a much bigger impact than you think. So
I'm pretty sure that's true. I can only see as far as I can see, but other people like you being like our awesome global director on this end, I feel like you can see a broader perspective on the impact that I have, and knowing that you know that and me trusting you as a human being and as my mentor coach just makes it better because you can tell me, well, Christina, I see X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, well, I only see A, B, and C, and you're like, well, there's more to it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
you know, maybe we shouldn't just close you off at A, B, and C. Maybe we should move you through the alphabet a little bit faster and a little bit further, knowing that there's possibilities out there that I don't notice.
Yep. That's
So
perfect.
that's pretty great.
By the way, the whole process of being global, you know, and I invite you all, you're all invited, come be global, and then keep going, help a bunch more people, and just, you know, the title is really irrelevant next to what it stands for and what it means. And it does mean that many lives are changed in the process. So, speaking of changed lives, I met Dawn and Kelly about, you know, roughly 5 years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. And I came up to Spokane for the Bloomsday race, and I figured, why would I stay in the hotel when they live there? So I said, hey, I'm coming to Bloomsday, and I'd like to stay with you guys. How's that sound? And they were like, well, we have room. I didn't know them super well yet, but I figured I just wanted to invest and I wanted to get to know them. And so we've been building. And I'm curious, I'm just looking to you guys to tell kind of the perspective from your standpoint, because many of you are looking to build a team of people, and you have an event and only 1 or 2 people show up. And if you get discouraged, you'll never grow to something that way. So Dawn and Kelly, I'd love to hear a little bit about that process for you guys, and then celebrate what happened on Saturday night.
Okay. Well, like Craig said, we had just started coaching maybe a couple months when Bloomsday came up, and Craig said, you know, I'm coming. Can I stay with you? Let's have a healthy happy hour. And I said, what's a healthy happy hour? I have no idea. He said, well, we'll just invite a bunch of people over and it'll be really fun. And so I was scared, and I invited a bunch of people over, and Craig came, and I said, Craig, what are we going to do? And he says, I don't know. I've never done one of these before. And so together, Craig and I, we kind of made it up, and we had some great conversation. I think we had about 6 people show up all together, and a couple were just there to see the great racing Craig Blanchett and kind of, you know how that is in Spokane. Anyway, so from that first little party, we tried to have them occasionally. So they came up every 2-3 months. We would have one. Sometimes we had as little as 1 person show, and sometimes just a few. And over the time, it started to build, and the excitement has started to kind of gain momentum. And I guess fast forward, well, since we've retired, we've been able to be a lot more consistent with them as well. We've had them almost once a month since September, and that's been huge. And so this particular party was a lot of fun. We had, I think, roughly about 31 people there. So just lots of great conversation. We played a fun kind of trivia game that had to do with health, and that was fun and I think really valuable. So shared a great healthy meal together, and just created a lot of community and connection. It was a fun evening. So anything I'm missing, Craig, you want me to?
No, that's it. I'm curious because a few of the people that are on the call here were there, and I'd love to hear. I know, Carrie was there. Sheila was there, right? Yeah.
Dawn was there.
But I can't see everybody. Yeah, Dawn. Yep. And so, and Trisha came to the one. Actually, Trisha, when you left, we had a coaches thing on Friday night, kind of in a smaller group of coaches that came. And you had some breakthroughs or some things that opened up for you with connecting. I'd love for you to share a little bit about that.
Well, I found I got a lot of information on how to help transition clients into from the 501 to start helping them maintain, because I have a couple clients that are getting ready to get there. I also learned how to follow up with clients. Between talking with Craig, and then I actually had a conversation with Dawn yesterday too, I got a lot of great ideas of how to follow up, because that was really a struggle for me, because I felt like I was just like, hey, you got the money yet? And that's not how I want to go about it. And my husband, after talking to you, Craig, is now interested in starting to think about co-coaching with me, which would be helpful in a lot of ways is what I'm trying to say. So thank you for that. He's still thinking about doing that, because we do come from very different dynamics when talking to people about the program. So yeah, it was really beneficial. I was glad I was able to come, and thank you, Dawn and Craig and Kelly for having that extra night. It was really helpful.
Awesome. Thank you, Tricia. You know, as we're talking through this idea, if you want to build community, one way to do it is to invite people to your home. Might be a little bit scary. Probably should be, because there's some unknowns involved there. But if you're willing to do it scared, it'll be fun. And one of the things that I just encourage you with is, Dawn and I said, let's do this, Dawn. And she said, okay. And she said, what are we doing? And I was like, I don't know. And so we sort of made it up, because you can do it. What we didn't make up was, we didn't make up being authentic. We did that. And we shared our stories. Okay, we can do that. We ate some food. All of you can do that. Right? So it's like, it's just a matter of putting it on the calendar and deciding that this is what I'm going to be about. I'm going to be about connecting. And so if some of you are thinking about, what if I did a healthy happy hour once a month? And I recommend it highly. But you're not sure what to do. Well, your mentor can help you. Eventually, you keep reaching up. Eventually, you'll get to me. And I do know what I'm doing now. It's not 5 years ago. So we've done a few of these. Alex has had plenty of these, right? And a few of you guys have done these. So it's a great way to connect. One of the things that people noticed at the end was nobody asked people to get out their credit cards, right? It's not just what did happen, but it was profound in some of the things that didn't happen. And like I said, this wasn't a party, because usually when someone invites you to a party, it's so that you'll buy some of their gadgets. And when you buy some of their gadgets, the host gets a free saucepan or something, which is fine. That's a different model. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but this is just not this model. And so we came to really be authentic and to build community and say, keep coming. We all depend on it, quite frankly. And so it was really good to see the people. It was awesome. Melanie, she's a hoot, by the way. Loved meeting her in person. Amy Gertz, who lives in Spokane, and she's working with Casina. She was there and got to see her face to face. And Adriana, who's from Texas, her and her husband were here for Bloomsday. So they came to the party, so they were with us, right? And they're from Texas, so that was great too. So anyhow, we've got a few minutes left here, just as we're getting close to finishing up. It looks like, Joanna, what we may have not.
Yeah. Let me jump in, Craig.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So a couple things here. We'll talk about our guests that we'll clearly have another visit with maybe next week, or we'll get a date a couple weeks out, maybe in advance, and invite people to. Joanna Mitchell is one of the members down Craig's team, through my team, through the Prestonbach team. Her and her husband, Jay, just achieved the rank of integrated presidential director. And her coach right above her, Leslie and Trey Begin, also achieved integrated presidential just this last month, which is exciting to have a couple people on the team that, and their mentor right above them is also Harold and Sam, who's an integrated presidential director. So there's 3 integrated presidential directors right in a row. Craig invited us all to be global. We don't talk a lot about the money and those things. And last year, the Millers did something that they said, hey, we're a little nervous about this because people they have, a problem talking about the money. And but I'm going to talk about the money just for a second. My wife and I, we've been able to live a life that we haven't been able to live in a long time. Like I've never been able to live the life I have right now. And I'm not giving any glory to the money. It's the fact that I can fly and be with somebody. I can take care of needs. I can, if I need to, go spend some time with my son. I have two, I went through a divorce a long time ago, and I have two sets. I have my kids I have now, and I have my other kids. There's a lot of life going on in our family. I'm not sure anybody else have a lot of life going on at different times. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm not giving any glory to the money. It's the freedom that I get to have to spend time with you guys, get down into your family. I was able to put some incentive money out to the team. And it really helped a lot of people's lives get started on a health program. This last month, the Millers through there, that's Craig's mentor coach, who they reached down with Craig and helped me to learn how to do this. But we're starting to set a lot of people's families free. And I'll let Joanna and Jay talk next week when they can come on. I'm not sure if they're at the Punta Cana Dominican trip or what's going on in their family. I'm sure there's a reason she couldn't make it on tonight. But she's going to talk about how their big family with a lot of kids and a lot of craziness that's happened in their life has just been much more opened up to breathe and be free. We work about 20 to 25 hours a week in Optavia right now. It's not a lot of hours. I worked 5 to maybe 8 when I first got started. Craig, you guys all know Craig. He's on this right here. He did a lot of backing me up to help me build when I wasn't as available because I had a full-time 1.5 time job. I worked 60, 70 hours a week. Very, very busy travel schedule, nuttiness. And let me put a bow on what I'm basically saying is Optavia is healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And those three things together, different people are looking for a lot of different things. I made great income prior to Optavia. I didn't have any time. My family suffered greatly. I didn't have also the models of fathers raising children and being present with them. And that's what I saw when I met people like Craig and David and Terry, many others. So this whole, we could do a whole meeting on this another time, Craig, but I just really want to say I'm so grateful. Again, I'm going to take it back to Dr. A and Lori Anderson that they put the trilogy together. Back to Dawn and Carrie, you guys having that healthy happy hour. That is such a cool thing. If you've not done one, it creates community. It helps create friendship and fellowship. And who would have, and I don't even think it has to be like we don't do like a thing where you're trying to sell anything there. But I can tell you there's lots of people in the team now. I can see several of them that came through a healthy happy hour when I first got started, just having people over to my house, just talking about health and doing those things. We've got the goods. Like Dr. A and Lori would say this if they were on this call tonight, whether you're meeting somebody where they're at with their health or they need some mindset or some mentorship and or whether they need some financial help, don't discount somebody out for any of those reasons. So Craig, I'll let you finish up, but I just wanted to say meet with your mentor coach and decide how you can set up your life and structure it so you can have some freedom on the back end. Freedom isn't free for it, but once you pay that price, then you're able to go and set a lot of other people free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've been talking with people over here in the community that the Heritage Health System serves is they have a lot of poverty here, and I heard somebody from the stage says that, Optavia rescued me from obesity, but more importantly, they rescued me from poverty, and it wasn't just a poverty in finances; it was a poverty in belief. It was a poverty of hope. It was a poverty of feeling like you had purpose, a purpose poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Think of that, right? But it includes the finances, and it includes the relationships, and it includes the ability to partner with somebody. It was partnering poverty that was happening. And so as I'm going and talking to these people, I'm looking for where there's poverty. And I know that Optavia has a vehicle that's already created, and you just plug in. The biggest challenge to Optavia is just learning the system and then doing it. You don't create stuff, you just learn the system and spend your time, doing it. And so I love that reality. And so the folks of you, I see some new faces on here. I know Brandy, I just wanted to say hi, and it's Scott Miller. You don't look like a Scott, but I'm sure.
Yeah, Shelly Miller is through Daniela's team.
Got it. So hi, Shelly, and I know Steve. I've met you, Terry. Good to see you. I know you're. Actually met with and talked with you many times, and so the rest of you guys, thank you for joining us, and I hope you feel the connections of what we're doing here and this team that you're on, and I really believe that one day you guys are going to have your own teams and you're going to have your own healthy happy hours. I was talking to Dawn. I said, wouldn't it be awesome if all the people on your team they were inviting you to their healthy happy hour, right? I mean, it can happen. And so it's great stuff. And we're part of something important that's way bigger than us. So was there anybody, we didn't really plan on doing the full celebration of people that had achieved new ranks. But I know you know who you are. And so just with the last minute or two, has there been anybody that's here that knows of a new rank that you want to celebrate? It's not bragging. I'm asking you, did you accomplish a new goal for last month that we can celebrate for you, the month of April? I know some of you did. Is anybody here? Yeah.
I would like to say that Terry Gorbia, I believe she reached at least a senior coach and maybe even manager, or maybe she's into it now. I don't know, or getting close to it.
Yeah, awesome.
She's hitting it out of the park.
Good job, Terry. Anybody else? I know some of you started as a coach and brought on your first client. There was some of that happened. That's pretty great. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to, if you guys don't know about your ranks and you want to learn about those kinds of things, love to teach you. I'm sure your mentor can help you. And if your thing is if you reach up to your mentor doesn't know the skill, they reach up to their mentor. And eventually you'll get to somebody. There's some things that you need to know that I don't know. And so we'll go up to Terry. And Terry and David know everything as well. Virtually everything to build amazing practice, right? So we just keep reaching up because everybody has a coach. All right. Well, we're going to close her up for tonight. And thank you guys for tuning in and celebrating the legacy of Lori Anderson. And Doctor wasn't the first health coach. He was the doctor, Dr. Anderson. Lori was the first health coach. And so because of her investment, we have this beautiful gift that we can go bless others. And so we're celebrating tonight in her memory, really, that what we have is because of what she decided to build. You guys are coming, we're all coming into this, and it's already here. She was building it. She had her wrenches and her tools, and let's make this work. Let's figure it out. I mean,
yeah. Two things I want to share on that, Craig. Have national convention coming up, and that's going to happen sooner than you can imagine. Just how time is flying nowadays. If you are not registered and you want to know what is national convention, one of those two: get registered or ask your mentor coach, what is national convention and how can I get there? That is one of those key events where if you are looking at being competent and confident in what you do as a professional, highly recommend you go to national convention. It is where all of the coaches who do move up and build structure. If maybe you've had some mindset blocks of avoiding structure or maybe some habit things, this is where we actually do not just here's how you build the business. Here's how you get past some of your blocks. Meeting the people, hearing the stories of people who were exactly where you were at, or maybe not even, maybe you're even a little bit better positioned than where they were at, standing there telling you how they got through and broke through. Very important. It's hard to explain, but for sure, this is the time to register. Start putting a little bit away budget-wise. It's a very affordable event to go to.
Yeah, Alex, let me jump in there because we had a couple people, we talked about convention last week, and there were some people that initially said, oh, I can't go. And they were working with Dawn and Kelly. And Dawn called them up and had a conversation. And Dawn, do you mind sharing a little bit, just in brief, sort of the structure of what happened and how it went from one place to a different place as we close tonight?
Well, and actually it wasn't a conversation, it was just a little messenger message, but Trisha and I kind of connected, and it started out, you know, Trisha just felt like, wow, that was too much. I can't take that on right now. And so I just asked her, well, would you want to? Do you even want to go? And she was like all over it and wanted to go. And so then we just started looking at the pieces. Well, what could help make that happen? So looking at, you know, maybe sharing rooms, looking at, you know, she's building this awesome coach practice right now, and she's helping quite a few people already for just barely getting started. And so looking at, okay, well, how much is she going to earn from her coaching in the next few months? And how can that be applied maybe to her trip? And it went from, I can't do this to, yeah, I think I can. And it was really fun to, you know, see that happen. And I'm super excited that she's going to be able to go. And actually, I'm kind of curious. How many people are already registered? Wow. Love it. It's going to be so fun seeing all you guys in person.
You know, I know Jose, he last week when it was the last night, he took advantage of the incentive and punched that ticket. So he's registered as well. And it's going to be a great thing. I know that, imagine if like last year when Christina got a chance to go around, it's called Human Bingo, and and we'll play it again this year. But you go around and when you meet people, you have them sign your card and you try to get bingo, right? And so Christina went out. She didn't get bingo. She got blackout, right? So she did it with everybody. And one of those people was to meet Lori. And so now imagine you have that memory of knowing her, and who knew she wouldn't. Nobody on planet Earth thought they wouldn't meet her at next convention. She's always been at every convention. Why would we think she wasn't going to be there? And so you never know what the future holds. And so what an awesome thing it is to don't miss convention. Things happen there that don't happen anywhere else on planet Earth. And we experience things that change us in important ways. And so
one thing you said a long time ago, Craig, is that convention is a breakthrough rich environment. And if you feel like you're stuck, I'm gonna get a little loud and a little bit more bold right now. I'm just telling you that ahead of time. I'm about to go unplugged here. Here's the thing. If your head is running a game on you about how you can't afford it, or you need to do something else, I'm gonna tell you to get out of your own way, because professionals invest in themselves, don't they? You know, I mean, who do you know that has gone and grown to a certain place? At the same time, people who if you're mentally stuck and you've been having a certain dialogue or habits of thinking that's been keeping you back, you seem to go forward, but then you go backward. You seem to go forward, you seem to go backward. This is the event where you go to. It is the hardest thing to describe. And this is not a rah-rah, pump you up type of convention. This is a convention where, yeah, you will get pumped up, but it's not like we're talking about cars and planes and stuff that you're going to be able to buy. You're hearing people's heart and their transformation and their stories. Meet with your mentor coach to create a plan. I have never, this is the truth right here, I've never had anybody who said they wanted to go and who wanted to work with me not go. It's only those who have said, but I kind of want to go, but I'm just not sure I really want to. And I'm not negative. You know, hey, I didn't go to my first convention because I didn't understand what I was missing. And I already had a trip booked to Europe. And had I had known what I know now, I would have canceled that and made it work. I've only had one coach one time who had her grandson's first birthday that she had already committed to. I get those kind of things, but we're talking about if it's just money, we'll work with you. We'll make it happen for you. If you need a roommate, those kind of things.
Perfect.
I don't want to keep going on too far with it and make it weird, but it's a huge event to be at.
I agree. So thank you, Alex, for joining us. Thanks for the folks that are new, that are part of the other. I love getting the team back together where we have the whole group again. And so we will, again, see you next week. Enjoy your family. Hug them tight tonight. Appreciate the things, the blessings that are in your life, because there are more than you know. And so lean into those things, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.